Hey guys, it's your buddy Rome. Today we're going to take a look at a product that was sent out to me by Obsbot. This is the Obsbot Talent. We're going to unbox this guy, go through and check for updates, as well as do an overview of the product itself. Now, if you're not familiar with the Obsbot Talent, it is a lot like the YOLO boxes. I have a couple of YOLO boxes here. In future videos, I will do some comparisons to show you guys the similarities and also the differences between the two devices. Now, I will do videos like that primarily, guys, so that you will be able to make an educated decision as to which of these devices will be best for your specific workflow. Now, throughout this video, we're going to go through a number of different things. Like I said before, we're going to go through unboxing, updating. We will do an overview of this, as well as add a camera to it and an audio source. So let's see how we go. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go ahead and open this guy up and see exactly what we get. It's an airtight box. All right, guys, so in the box, the first thing that we're greeted with is the starter manual. This is in multiple languages, so you'll be able to go through and find the language that best suits your region of the world, and you'll be able to walk through the features of this step by step. Here is the actual device. We will come back to that in a second. We also receive in the box a little notification about the power supply. So this is an AC power device. As you guys see, it has a little barrel plug here, and it has a universal mount. So the universal mount will work with some of these different connectors. So as you see, you have different plugs for different regions of the world. I'm in the United States, so this is the one that I would use, but you're gonna choose whichever one is suitable for your part of the world. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out. This also comes with two of these little stands, and I'll show you guys how these work here in just a second. So I'm just going to put those off to the side as well. You receive a sun hood, which is this guy here, and this is going to be great for outdoor shooting, any place where there's bright lights that may affect the quality of the screen. So you get that in the box as well. And you also receive two metal screws in order to connect the sun hood to the device itself. Okay guys, so here is the Obsbot Talent, as you guys can see here. Beautiful screen. This is an all metal body. There's a little bit of plastic right here where you see the Obsbot branding. So if we start on this side, you have two HDMIs, one 3.0 USB-A on this side. You also have one of your battery releases mechanisms right here. As we go underneath, we have our Ethernet. We have our quarter 20, we have our SD card slot, we have our USB-C out, we have our 12-volt plug that we just looked at. That is going to be for power. On this side here, we have our line in and mic in for your microphone, headphone jack, an additional 3.0 USB-A, and your power button is on this side as well. On the back side here, we have the two bays that you can use for batteries. There's no batteries included with this, but it just uses the standard Sony MPF batteries. I'll show you guys what those look like. You have an integrated fan. It has venting on the top as well as on the bottom. Now, these little stands that I was talking about, these just mount on like so. And you're just going to press those into place. Just make sure these two little holes right here are facing forward. Locks in place like so. Now with those stands, you can actually pull out the legs like so on both sides, and you can set up the device on a table. If you want it facing up like this, you can position them where the device can sit upright, and you can also close one of these. Maybe you just want this position, or you want the opposite, and you can close and then set the device up at an angle like this. Now remember, all of your plugs are going to be off to the side and at the bottom, so there's nothing at the top. So this is probably going to be the most efficient way of using this device. As far as the sun hood goes, this just slides over the top like so. It's going to fit in place. And those two screws that we looked at earlier just mount right here, and you'll connect that to the Talent. On the very back here, you have two LED lights. Now these can be set either to give you information for your batteries, or as a tally light. So that means they'll turn on when you're recording. So let's go ahead and connect a battery to this so you guys can see what this looks like. Let's take this guy off. So to remove these, you just press this little button here on the side, and you should be able to just slide these out like so. And you're going to do that on both sides. Now, of course, you can use any size MPF batteries. They're basically going to be the same, your Sony batteries. They all have those same little indents right here where the plugs go in. And all you're going to do with those batteries is just line this guy up like so, press it in, and then you can lock the batteries in place. Now, this is going to add additional weight as well as depth to the device. But in some cases, maybe that's a good thing because it allows you airflow underneath the device so that the fans can do their work. But again, like I said, you can use the smaller batteries if that's something that you're interested in trying out. This is the screen. This is the first thing that you're greeted with. Now, in most cases, depending on when you receive your device, there's a good chance you will have to go in and do an update. But here's the device itself. There is a screen protector on or film on the device, so you do need to remove that. So once you get to this step, you're just going to go through all the different steps of setting this up, and you should be good to go. All right, guys, let's go through a normal setup process for this device. We're just going to go next. I'm going to choose English as my language. Right now, this shows you what the device name is. We're just going to go next. Agree to all the terms. Now, at this point, you can connect to your Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or cellular if you have. Now, this does not have a SIM card tray, so you will need a cellular device in order to connect to this. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and connect to my Wi-Fi. I'm going to do that off screen. Turn that on. It's going to search for your Wi-Fi device. Okay, so now it is connected to my Wi-Fi device, so I can continue. It's going to ask you to log in, so you will need to set up an account for Obsbot. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, as you see now, we are logged in. First thing I want you guys to take note of is powered by Magewell. This is a Magewell device that is rebranded by Obsbot. You have two options here. You can either create a show in landscape or a show in portrait orientation. So all you have to do is choose one or the other. So that means you can be able to stream with this device to TikTok and Instagram and possibly YouTube in the future in the portrait orientation. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to create a landscape stream. So the first thing we're greeted with is kind of the setup. So it's showing you all the things that are available. We have HDMI 1, HDMI 2, so on and so on. And it's just going to kind of walk you through the startup, showing you where all of the different things are that you're going to be able to access. So here's a HDMI 1, HDMI 2, webcam 1, camera 2, and you can also go in and add these additional things right here on this screen. So again, you have your HDMI 1, HDMI 2, webcam 1, webcam 2. You have your video clips, pictures, RTMP that can be push or pull, SRT streams. You have your phone camera so that you can use your phone as a camera. And then, of course, you have your NDI. So you have all of those right there at your disposal. As you kind of navigate around over here, you have your live stream. So if you want to stream to a different platform, say, for instance, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, custom RTMP, if you want to set this up as an SRT caller, you can configure that as well. NDI is configurable here in this screen as well. You also have your record, that's right here. This does have internal storage. I don't know how well you guys can see at the very top here. There are two icons for the batteries and also your Wi-Fi right there at the top. On the very left side of the screen, this little hamburger menu, you can scroll down here and you're going to find access to things like your account and security, create a show. If you have previous shows created, you'll see a list here. Albums will be anything that you record or screenshot. Your settings will take you into the additional settings here for network, Bluetooth, display, audio, storage, encoding, streaming, recording, switching, your backlight, your USB-Cs, what the USB-C will do, which is that USB-C here at the bottom. The screen does rotate. You can turn that off if you want to. You have a replay feature built in here. If you have the remote control, you can connect that here as well. And then of course you have your system information here, language, date, time, firmware. So we're going to check real quick for a firmware update. So let's go ahead and click here. And you can set this to either manual or auto. So we're going to just go ahead and do a manual update just to verify if there's an update. As you can see, we do have an update available. So we're going to go ahead and do that update, and I will come back to you guys after that. So we're just going to click here, and it's going to take a few minutes for it to download and then reboot the device. And then when it comes back, I will continue the video. All right, guys, as you can see that our firmware update is complete. So now it's going to reboot the device. Just go ahead and click reboot. Everything should restart and you should be good to go at that point. All right, as you see, we have rebooted the device. So let's look at a couple of the buttons that we have here as well. You do have an audio mixer, so any audio devices that you have connected, you'll be able to adjust those, including your program, which is going out to your live stream, your monitor, microphone, your HDMIs. If you have NDI devices connected, those will also show up here. You also have graphical effects. So if you go in here, you can actually add a title, a lower third, animated text. You have a digital clock, analog clock. You have bullet points, social media. You can bring in a logo that you've created yourself. You have a scoreboard. It has quite a few different scoreboards in here that you'll be able to utilize. You have timers that you can bring in as well for starting your stream. You also have a stopwatch. So if you wanted to set up a stopwatch style timer, you have those as well. You also have the ability to bring in websites. Now that's going to be great if you're using things like online graphics. I'll show you guys how I utilize that in a future video, but you can set up your entire live stream graphics and everything online and then bring it into this device to make it very similar to how you're using it on your computer. Now, for a lot of people, this device will replace their streaming PC because it has all of these abilities and features built into it. You have your custom settings where you can go in and customize things here as well. And this also has a really cool feature here where you can click on this little pencil and you can actually draw on the screen, which is super cool. That's going to be great for people who are doing lectures or anything like that. You can also press and hold on this. You can change the color. You can remove it. You have some settings here as to how thick you want the drawing to be and how fast you want it to clear. 5 seconds. Let's see, the lowest is 0 seconds all the way up to 10 seconds. So depending on how long you want it to show up on the screen, you have that ability as well, which is super cool. All right, so let's keep going. If you press on these little 3 dots right here, there are some other controls here. So if you have a PTZ camera, like one of the Obsbot cameras, you'll be able to control it from here. You have your remote control. Also, you'll find here, you have freeze. You have your switching settings. So if you want to transition from a straight cut to a fade, you can set the duration time. All of that's there as well. Let's go back in here. We have custom. So with custom, you can actually bring in buttons that you use on a regular basis. So like if you use quick replay or an event or whatever the case it may be, the freeze button, if you use that a lot, you can bring those in by just adding them right here. Now, as far as the PTZ controller, that will automatically, it'll automatically show up when you connect a PTZ camera to this. All right, so let's start building out our show. So let's first create a new show. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go to create show and we're gonna give this show a name. So right now, this just has a default 1080p at 60 frames a second. So you can click on that and go in and change that. So in my case, I would set this up as a 1080p at say 30 frames per second. And then hit OK. And then save. Now there are a lot of presets already in here, so you can kind of go through and choose those. As you see here, you can scroll through and find whatever preset frame rate. You can also set the orientation at this point for your show, if it's going to be a landscape show or 9:16 versus 16:9. We're going to do a 16:9. Just hit create. And now as you see, there's nothing here. So we can go in again, we can add different things, we can add video clips. Now I don't currently have an SD card in here, but we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So let's add an SD card to this guy and kind of move forward. All right, so we have an SD card and we should be able to just add the SD card right here and it'll just fit in like so. And then if we click on video clips, we should be able to go into the card and find whatever we have here. So if we have some previous streams or video or whatever the case it may be. I'm a photographer, so I do a lot of modeling related stuff. So maybe I want to use one of my modeling videos. You can, once you bring the video in, you can resize it. You can move it around the screen, which comes in really handy. It's a lot like working with OBS. If you work with OBS before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you click here on size, you can also adjust the positions. You can go send it to the center. Obviously, you can crop the image. So if you want to bring that in a little bit tighter, say in my case on this model right here, I could do that. You also have the option of setting it by presets. So we're just going to crop that in a little bit. You can add a frame. So if you wanted to add a color frame, you can actually determine how thick you want the frame to be. You can change the color of the frame. So let's say if we're going to go with purple, and we add purple, we can do corners. We can round out the corners a little bit if we want to, if you want something very unique. Again, you have a lot of options. You have the option of having the outline on the inside or the outside of the video, just depending on how you're going to set everything up. Now, of course, you can add a label. If you want to add a label to the video, you can tap on this and change whatever the name is or whatever you want to have on here. So in this case, let's go back and just say model 1 and then save. And now you'd have that displayed right here. You can change the position of that label wherever you want to have it on the video. It's totally up to you. All right, so here's our image. So of course we can just click on it like so. If you wanted to play this, you just hit play and then the video will start to play. It's totally up to you. If there's audio associated with this video, that audio will also go out to your stream and you'll see that in your audio settings. So you'll see if there's any audio coming out from that video source and you'll be able to control that. You can mute that or you can have the audio follow video. All right, so let's go back. Now remember, these are scenes. So that means you could have another video behind this video. You could have a live camera behind this video. So let's go ahead and connect a camera to this so I can show you guys exactly what that looks like. So we're just going to go ahead and save this for now. And that's going to be one of our little presets, or we can start all over again. But let's connect a camera to this so you guys can see exactly how this works. Okay, so we're going to just connect this PTZ camera. This is an Obsbot camera. So we're just going to plug this guy in right here, like so. And then we're going to plug in this PTZ camera. Now this is the original Obsbot tiny 4K little PTZ camera. And you guys see it's starting to connect and it will turn on. Now it is on. So now we can go in and choose, let's see, that should probably be webcam 2. Nope, it's not. Yes, there it is. So as you guys can see, now we have this camera connected to the Obsbot Talent. And we can still come in here, we can customize this, we can resize this video if we want to, make it smaller, make it larger, zoom in on something. You can add labels. Of course, you can change the orientation. You have transitions if you're switching from one scene to another. You have your in and out. So if we go to our in, we could, let's say we want this to fly in from above and it's just going to drop in like that. And on our out, we want it to go out. So we're going to choose a transition for it to go out. We'll just choose that and it'll close out like so. And let's just go ahead and save that for now. So now if we switch over to this camera, this is the camera that we're looking at this live. And if we go back over to our video and then back over here, as you guys can see, you can easily switch back and forth between any of the settings that you have set up. So there's a ton of things that you guys can do with this device. Now, I will be showing you guys over the next week or so a ton of features. We're going to go step by step through the UI and set a bunch of things up. And I will be going live with this device on one of my live streams. I'm live like 5 days a week. So before we end the video, let's go ahead and add some audio to this so you guys can see what it looks like when you have an audio device connected to it. I do have a USB microphone around here somewhere, so I want to show you guys what that would look like if you were to connect a USB microphone. So here is a USB microphone. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this microphone here. I'll leave some links for it down in the comments, but let's just go ahead and connect this guy. So we do need to get a USB cable for this one. So let me grab a cable, and we're just going to plug this one into the other USB port here on the opposite side, like so. And then we're going to plug this microphone in. And let me adjust this camera a little bit so you guys can see that the microphone is on, so it does have power. And we'll go over to our audio and see what the audio looks like. All right, as you guys can see now, we have audio coming in right here off of USB. So this is our USB microphone. So if I tap on the microphone, which you should never do, but I'll show you guys. So you can connect USB microphones to this. Obviously, you can also connect your standard 3.5 millimeter line in or mic in to this as well. And you can set this up. And as you notice here, you can also adjust the audio input and output of this device. Now, if you're just setting up an easy kind of run and gun, type of live stream, maybe a USB microphone would be a good option for you. I have a couple of them, including Shure microphone is one that I will most likely use a lot for these type of streams. But in a nutshell, guys, not to make this video ridiculously long, I wanted to do a quick video showing you guys how easy it is to set up this device and get started streaming, have audio, have your cameras all connected, and you can have multiple cameras connected to this device, no problem whatsoever. And I know in the future we will also be able to connect smartphones to this and use those as additional cameras as well. This just opens up so many opportunities for content creators, live streamers out there. If you're just getting started and you don't have a strong background in creating things in OBS, this could be more of a plug and play type of scenario that I think a lot of people are going to get on board with. Okay, guys, so hopefully this video has been helpful to help a lot of you out there who are just getting started, who are looking for a comprehensive device that will allow you to do a lot of things all in one package that's going to fit easily into a backpack or some large pockets, whatever the case it might be. I think this is going to be an excellent device for you guys. So the Talent, in comparison, just so you guys can see the difference, this is the YOLObox Mini. This is the Talent. As you guys can see, the Talent is actually smaller than the YOLObox Mini. Now, of course, the YOLObox Mini is inside of this little cage, but it has some advantages, some disadvantages, just depending on how you look at it. I love the fact that it has these removable batteries, because over time, batteries will start to fail, and all you have to do is swap out your battery. With a lot of these devices that have internal batteries, when those batteries go, there's no real facility designed for you to be able to replace these batteries, at least not easily, okay? So this has a lot of features that I am very attracted to. And in a lot of ways, I think the implementation of the UI is what this device should have been in the beginning. Not to throw any shade on this device, because it is a very good device, but a lot of the features that people were asking for, a lot right out of the box, you get those features built into this device. You don't have to wait for future updates or anything like that. You can literally just grab one of these, have it shipped to your home, plug in your cameras, plug in your microphone, set up your live stream, and you're pretty much good to go. So in future videos, I will go through and show you guys a number of different ways I would use a device like this as a run and gun cinematographer, connecting this directly to, say, one of my cinema cameras, my FX30 or my FX3, when I'm out in the field, how I'll use this in my everyday workflow as a live streamer, content creator. We will connect this to the new Tiny 2 Lite, the new Tiny 2, the Tail Air, and also the new Meet 2 we'll be testing with this device as well. And I also have a few other cameras, like I have the Insta360 Link we'll test with this. and of course, your standard, budget webcams to see how well they fare with this device. But I don't think there's going to be any problems whatsoever. All right, guys, it's been Rome with Rome Knows Tech. And I just want to do a quick video showing you guys this amazing little device and hopefully inspire you guys to just get started, just start live streaming, start creating content, guys. And I know that sometimes, we feel like if we don't have this specific device or a certain skill set, we can't get started. Well, Amazon, YouTube, all of these platforms make it so easy for you to be able to get anything you want. You can order things from Amazon, have it delivered to your front door. You can find videos right here on YouTube that will walk you through step by step how to set these devices up. That's one of the things that I want to be able to do for you guys. But there's a ton of creators on this platform, guys. Some that I follow that I have learned a lot of things from as well. So become a part of the community, engage, ask questions. No question is stupid. Ask questions and get your answers. And most importantly, get started. All right, guys, it's been Rome with Rome Knows Tech, and I will catch you all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace. I'm out.